time to grab your glasses, family. It's time for us to get started. I'm so excited. Sitting up here, Kid Magic Rock. Shouts out. Here we go. Drink your water. Drink your water, drink your water, drink. Hey, what's up, fam? Yo. Hey, man, listen, I'm sorry I had to cut in a little bit early, but I want to make sure you know you are now listening to the Daily Spark. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and most importantly, comment, because I want to know what's on your mind, because the only way we grow is what? What? That's right. If we grow, we got to grow together, family. This is through an African lens. This is through our cultural lens. So I can't move unless we move. So let's get it. So I'm in a hurry because I have to go get my babies. I'm going to get my daughter from Simpsonland, and I want to see the Simpsons. I want to see the Makungas. I want to see the Mashangas. I want to see the Mashangas in training. I want to see them before they leave. I want to pick up on the energy of a village before they break it down, because I got about 2 weeks before we move into the Simba camp. And once again, I want to thank all of you who have been in support of Simba and sending money. I greatly appreciate it, right? This year, I want to translate the support from just Simba to y'all doing the daily, helping with the Daily Spark, so that we don't have to be asking for money. It's like family is getting something from this podcast, is getting something from this cultural lens, from me experimenting and talking about this cultural lens on a daily basis, and giving you little exercises that you can do, and checking out the articles and growing and seeing the changes and the improvements in your life. And being like, dang, yeah, let me go subscribe. Let me go buy him a coffee. Let me go do this. Let me go send him a cash app. Why? Because you are getting consistent information, consistent reminders. Because, family, I'm not saying that I'm bringing anything new. No, I'm not bringing anything new. What I am doing is reminding you on a daily basis on what you should be working on. So before we jump too far into it, I want to say great Kuumba to everybody. Great Kuumba to each and every last one of you. Yes, y'all. We are on Kuumba. And also, we want to lift up those individuals who are, because we are not only on Kuumba Day, we are during the Kuumba week, so we are in a double Kuumba. So those of you that are Kuumba babies, oh man, it's a powerful day for you, right? All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to read the proverb of the day. Also, I want to share the ancestral algorithm as well. So let's get it started. The proverb of the day, and I want to make sure that I'm able to tell you where it's from. The proverb of the day comes from, oh my God. Give me a second. The proverb of the day comes from the Sukuma tradition out of Tanzania, and it says, "I pointed out the stars and moon to you, but all you saw was the tip of my finger." Now, family, I go a little bit in on this one over in the Telegram for the notes for the show, right? For the notes for the show, and it's in the basic message board, right? But let me just say this. Many people confuse the map for the territory. Many people believe that the map is the territory. Many people believe that the book is life. Many people believe that the math is the universe, right? Not realizing that you're looking at the map, the book, and the math. They're not looking at the reality. You dig? We don't want to get caught up in being those people that confuse the map for the territory. That rather than looking out at all the heavenly glory, we are caught up on looking at the tip of the finger. All right, but hold on. Even though all the heavenly, being deep, if we want to get deep, although all the heavenly glory is in the tip of the finger, that's a whole nother one. But anyway, so that's the proverb of the day. The algorithm, which is even more powerful, is chaos is just the raw material for my next masterpiece. Family, I want to jump into that so bad, but like I said, I got to stick to the script. Anime got to put the pistol up, baby. I know. I know. I'm not going. Let me say that again. It's in the script, so I'll go back to it. Chaos is just raw material for my next masterpiece. I hope that you're getting that, because that's a powerful statement. I'll go in on that one a little bit over in the Telegram group as well. All right. So the haikus that I wrote for today is: some confuse the sign for final destination and end up more lost. Some confuse the sign for final destination and end up more lost. That's, of course, to the proverb, right? Some people they confuse things, right? Number 2 is chaos energy is something that only needs guidance and focus from you. Chaos energy is something that only needs guidance and focus from you. I go in, but I'm not, because maybe tomorrow. I'll go in on the ones tomorrow. Last one, when you name a thing, you have power over it unless you are weak. Family, we have come up with the names for what these West Asians are and how they practice. And the only reason we ain't controlling it now is because we're weak with the definition. We're weak. We need to strengthen up, and we need to go on and start making them feel uncomfortable about being as acidic, as holic. You understand what I'm saying? They need to feel uncomfortable about that shit. And they have to be uncomfortable with it for as long as they need to be uncomfortable with it. Because I want you to understand this, family. You came from a people who had to learn how to exist in discomfort every day and damn near every moment of their existence. We're asking people just to face it and not be assholic at work. We're asking them not to be assholic when you go and vote. We're asking you to be assholic. Not to be assholic, right? I'm just saying, right? And a little bit uncomfortable, they want to erase history. They want to change the lore, the legends, the stories. They want to destroy. They want to riot. When we asked them to be uncomfortable for less than a year, and they dare hold on to this thing called supreme idea of supremacy. They had the audacity to hold on to the idea of supremacy when they can't be uncomfortable for the world to continue. They would rather blow up the world, and they call themselves supreme. Oh my God. Let me tell you what supreme is. Supreme is being able to live and exist in discomfort for generations. Supreme is being able to be patient with somebody that's less intelligent than you, giving you instructions about the shit you put together. Supreme is being ever patient and ever vigilant and monitoring something that don't even belongs to you. Being supreme is being able to forgive some of the most devious discretion, some of the most devious things done to you, and literally just totally just turn the other cheek. That's supreme. But hey, who am I? I'm just an old man with a podcast. All right, family, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. I'm moving in. If I said something that you like, that's the preamble. I ain't even get into the show. Oh, that's just the preamble. My executive producer is yelling at me right now. Let me go and check. Anime. And now I got Tiandra. Anime they don't want me talking while Anime is doing her thundering or doing her. You know how hard it is not to talk when, they want to do all that, Simba don't care, right? Simba say, I'm a roar regardless, right? But anyway, family, it is what it is. So, let's get into the script. The actual proverb for the day is chaos sparks the flame. Shed the noise and see the stars. Masterpiece unfolds. So I want to greet all of you. Warriors, elders, nation builders, tribe members, visitors. I want to ask you to pull the breath deep down into your belly, using your nose. Let the orange light, imagine the orange light of Kuumba, the sacred principle of creativity. Feel the temple of your body. Inhale power. Hold it in stillness for a second. And I want you to exhale joy to the world. We do not stand in the dust of mediocrity. We are the architects of the future. Today, we lean into the profound teaching of the Sukuma people of Tanzania. I pointed out the stars and the moon to you, but you saw only the tip of my finger. This ancestral wisdom aligns perfectly with today's algorithm. Chaos is just raw material for my next masterpiece. Chaos is just raw material for my next masterpiece. Chaos is just raw material for my next masterpiece. Family, I want you to say that, and I want you to feel the energy flowing through you. This is an algorithm that our ancestors got for you, family, for this day. Chaos is just raw material for your next masterpiece. Now listen close, tribe. Too often our minds get trapped in the mechanical details of our struggle. We look at our daily routines, our planners, our digital tools, and our physical obstacles, and we mistake these instruments for the destination itself. This is the ultimate trap. In our spiritual development, we focus heavily on the finger, the literal words, the immediate limits, the localized problems, and we completely miss the stars and the moon of our grand national destiny. We miss the stars and the moon of our cultural heritage. We miss the stars and the moon of our historical significance. Our history on this 11th day of July is a testament to what happens when we look beyond the finger. So we look back to 2022. James Webb Space Telescope revealed its first deep space images displaying the cosmos in sharp infrared clarity. The telescope was a magnificent technological finger pointing towards the infinite. But the true miracle was not the machinery. It was the boundless, silent heavens it revealed. In our daily walk, our practices of self-mastery, our martial arts, our daily writing, our diet are just fingers. They're just fingers. The real goal is the total elevation of the mind, the spirit, and the community. Do not get fixated on the tools. Use them to rise. As I laid out in the Player's Pyramid, and of course, the Head Warriors Handbook for Life Journey. Of course, all you got to do is go down to the description and you can get it. Somebody top I say if you heard that commercial, right? I got to do the commercial, family, because like I said, we need a Giammi porch. We need a Giammi lounge. You know what I'm saying? Where we could come together and we could have guests come from out of town. They got a place to stay. They got a place where we all could meet. We could sit down. We could have us some tea, some Phoenix blood if that's what you choose, or some quality beverages. Let's just say that. Hell, you could just, matter of fact, to help, make sure you buy me a coffee. It's down in the link below. Somebody type out share if you felt that. All right. Look at the algorithm for today. Chaos is just raw material for my next masterpiece. And family, when you say these, you have to say them, as Bruce Lee would say, with emotional content. You have to say it with emotional content. You have to feel them in your chest. You have to allow it to vibrate through your body and spill out into the world. True Kuumba is not born in neat, sterile environments. It is born in the thick of a storm. When you look at the chaos around you, the broken systems, the neighborhood struggles, the personal setbacks, do not recoil in fear. The untrained mind sees chaos as a threat and fixate on immediate dangers, watching the tip of the finger. The warrior mind recognizes that chaos is simply uniform clay. It is the raw energy of the cosmos waiting for you, waiting for your creativity to shape it into order, beauty, and serenity. To step into the power, we must utilize the subtractive via negative approach. I keep stressing it, and it keeps coming up. Listen, even in my studies, when I was reading about, they got a book that I'm reading. It's about longevity. You know, of course, some people want to live forever, but not me. You know what I'm saying? And they talked about, they didn't call it via negative, but they said that in order for a human being to exist and exist healthily, in a healthy fashion, cells have to die. They have to subtract themselves in order for the blob that was you at the beginning, after the initial contact between the sperm and the egg, in order for you to form, parts of that blob had to die so that you could exist. If you look between your fingers, in order for your fingers to even be here, pieces and parts of what was flesh had to decide to die, had to subtract itself. We grow through subtraction, not addition. Not addition. We become better through subtraction. The world is messed up. They got us focused on adding shit. And I keep trying to tell you, I've been trying to tell y'all for the last year and a half, it's about taking shit away. It's about subtracting. We're trying to make our systems better by adding shit to the systems. We're trying to make our lives better by adding shit to our lives. We're trying to make our writing better by adding shit to our writing. We're trying to get our math better by adding shit. When in fact, to become good, you got to take shit away. To run faster, you got to take shit away. To become a good fighter, you got to subtract. To become a good speaker, you got to subtract. Via negativa is a real thing. And I want y'all to know, y'all heard it here. Y'all heard, I can't say you heard it here first. You know what I'm saying? Because I got it from Nicholas Taleb, right? I got it from his book. Which book was that? Matter of fact, it's that time of year where I have to read that book again. He wrote the book called Black Swan, but it's the book after the Black Swan. It's from the inserta. He called it the inserta. What's the word he used? He has a fancy. The inserta. It's not a trilogy. He used another word, but anyway, real good book. Heavy reading, but you know, because he has the Black Swan, Fooled by Randomness, and Anti-Fragile. Got it out of the book Anti-Fragile. For those that's interested. All right. The untrained mind sees chaos as a threat and fixates on the immediate danger, watching the tip of the finger. The warrior mind recognizes that chaos is simply unformed clay. It is the raw energy of the cosmos waiting for your creative will to shape it into order, beauty, and serenity. To step into this power, we must utilize the subtractive via negativa approach. We don't need to add more burdens, more tasks, more chaotic hustle to our plates. Instead, it is time to scrape off the buildup of old definitions that were handed to us by a society that wants us dependent, that needs us dependent, that needs us on the bottom. We need to drop the weight of hyper-fixation on our immediate local limits, cut the noise of systematic distractions. When you share what is not truly you, the space opens up for authentic creation. Family, when you start cutting shit off, excuse my, I want to say, I got to say excuse my language because I got to prepare, because if I have to speak a Simba, I got to cut. You know, we got to cut the noise. When you start cutting and subtracting things, you start feeling a peace. Many of us have things in our lives, nouns, as we say in geometry, nouns in our lives. Nouns, what's a noun? A person, place, thing. We got persons, places, and things in our lives that do not benefit us. In fact, they hold us down and they need to be subtracted. Many of us want to get on a cultural path, but we are constantly surrounded by individuals that we may need to subtract. Why? Because when you don't, if you stay there, they're going to continue adding shit to your plate. Right? You know, right now I'm going through where I got a lot of people sending me conspiracies and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? These conspiracies and shit like that. And I'm like, yo, man, I'm focusing on other shit. Matter of fact, I learned this way back in the day, because as we were studying African history, and some of those people that was coming to study classes start getting into some of the, they started adding shit. We need to look at this. We need to look at that. We need to, and, you know, I'm like, no. Something in me was like, no, that's too much shit. You know what I'm saying? You go down the rabbit hole with some of this shit, and you'll be talking, and nobody really ever understands you. And it's like, yo, you got too much. You know you can't have too much. Right? But anyway. So I'm going to start here. To step into this power, we must utilize the subtractive negative via negative approach. We don't need to add more burdens, more tasks, more chaotic hustle to our plates. Instead, it is time to scrape off the buildup of old definitions that were handed to us by a society that wants us dependent. We need to drop the weight of hyperfixation on our immediate local limits. Cut the noise of systematic distractions. When you share what is not truly you, the space opens up for authentic creation. Many of you can't create because you're surrounded by fakeness. You're surrounded by hanger on. See, and what we don't understand is that a lot of times people need you to hang on to them and to their old mind states, because you hanging on helps them keep the faith. So you being stuck where you are is possibly holding other people there as well. Sometimes we got to just cut ourselves away. Let us strip away the negative passions, the worry, the hyperfixation on immediate limits, and the fear of the unknown. Connect your mind to your physical body. If your temple is tense and anxious, your creativity is blocked. Let your body relax. Stand firm in your power and look towards the sky. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Family, if you got something out of this, type ashe. Go down to the description, right? Click the link. Join the Telegram group. Become a supporter. Subscribe, like, share. Most importantly, comment. If you want your t-shirt, get it. I'm also going to put the Daily Toaster t-shirts back up. I'm going to put the Daily Toaster link to get some Giami gear, right? Because it's time for us to really start building. Family, this is Brother Hatim. I want to thank you for your time. Let me go jump in the shower, get out of here, and check on my girls. Peace. Oh, I forgot. You are now listening to Giami Journey Radio. This is a Heart of a Symbol production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms.